In case you didn't know, the Labour leader Keir Starmer is a bit of a hypocrite. In this video, we're going to show you why there's a massive disconnect between the British public and the political class, because there's something extremely unhealthy when it comes to our political culture. For example, we've had Keir Starmer over the last few days going around attacking a new policy that abolishes the pensions lifetime allowance that could help some people. But at the same time, he himself, obviously he wants to keep it in place. He himself has got his personal pensions and tax arrangements that we've now discovered, and we're going to give you the details in this video. He's fine. He's going to be well off, but many people are going to be suffering. He prefers if the commoners and the plebs will just get on with their lives, and he is fine. Now, this was after Jeremy Hunt, who I'm not really a big fan of, announced that he's going to be abolishing the pensions lifetime allowance, especially to help the senior NHS doctors and the certain sectors and professions. Hunt said, "Finally, I have listened to the concerns of the many senior NHS clinicians who say unpredictable pension tax charges are making them leave the NHS just when they are needed most. The NHS is our biggest employer, and we will shortly publish the long-term workforce plan I promised in the autumn statement. But ahead of that, I do not want any doctor to retire early because of the way pension taxes work." He also said that as Chancellor, I've listened to the issues goes further and wider than doctors, and no one should be pushed out of the workforce for tax reasons. So that's why he announced his policy, and Keir Starmer is not happy about it, so he came out and criticised it. But we discovered something really dodgy about Keir Starmer's own personal pension and tax arrangements, that he created that deal when he was part of the public prosecutions and that team, because this deal was done with the government at the time. So Keir Starmer he's under a special arrangement with the government at the time. Keir's own pension from his time as Director of Public Prosecutions is exempt from tax rules, and he would apply to that. He wants to apply to other workers who save more than £1 million. This is the problem with the Labour Party and Socialists. They still don't understand the difference between earnings and savings. Some people could be asset rich, but they won't actually have earnings or incomings. But some people could actually have throughout their lives good earnings, but they haven't been able to save for various reasons, sometimes just personal reasons, and sometimes because of tax system and everything else. But he doesn't actually understand this. So his personal arrangements is fine. Well, clearly he understands it, because he sorted the whole thing out for himself going forward. As he gets older and he retires, he's going to be very happy, very well off. That's why he's a hypocrite. Now, what does he benefit from? Starmer benefits from a one-man tax-unregistered pension scheme, which means that the lifetime allowance does not apply to his contributions from his time as the Director of Public Prosecutions between 2008 and 2013, when he earned almost £200,000 a year. So, well done, Keir Starmer. Why do you want everybody else to suffer? So we actually have the document that's been published and leaked now. The pensions increase pension scheme for Keir Starmer QC regulations 2013. This deal was made with the Treasury at the time, and so that was that. And of course, we also have this part of it that says pensions for the Director of Public Prosecutions, Keir Starmer QC. Pension benefits are provided through a pension scheme which has the DPP as its only member. He's the only one, basically, under that scheme. The scheme is unfunded, and the costs of benefits will be met by monies voted by Parliament each year. Their pension will be increased annually in the same way as other public service pensions. The pension scheme provides benefits which broadly match the benefits provided under the judicial pension scheme, and Keir Starmer QC himself signed it as the accounting officer. So he's got his own personal arrangement, and he's the only person under that scheme, so it's quite fascinating. But of course, he was part of public prosecutions. But at the same time, he wants everybody else to not be able to have the same opportunities. It is quite weird. Obviously, some of the stuff that was announced by Jeremy Hunt are also not really completely helpful. Some of them are helpful, especially some of the changes to the pension system. But at the same time, when you have a tax system which is quite high, it's still going to make people suffer until they get older. And then what are you going to do? And this is the issue. So we need a long-term plan, we need an actual long-term plan. And the problem is the politicians that we have, they only focus on short-termism, because we have quite regularly elections all the time, and the parliamentary seats are no longer safe. So all they care about from all parties, the only thing they care about is making sure that they keep their seats next time. So if there's a problem, and if you go to them with a problem, the only solutions that they come up with is short-term plasters. They put a plaster on a wound, and then the next person could take it off and then put another plaster. We don't really have anybody coming up with an actual sustainable long-term plan with anything, any area of politics that we talk about. Anyway, we are where we are. Don't forget, today we have a number of live streams for you guys, and all the updates on the Brexit vote, as well as Boris Johnson's Privileges Committee. So stay tuned right here on this channel. We're not going anywhere all day. I'm Mahyar, Tousi, and we are the media.